We now move forward to our second lecture for this afternoon. To introduce our second magisterial lecturer, may we call on Professor Albert Hermogenes S. Zabala, faculty from the Social Sciences, Philosophy and Humanities Department.
Thank you, Ms. Mika. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. So when my esteemed department head, Mr. L.A. Eugenio, asked me to introduce our lecturer this afternoon, I considered it an honor to do so. So first of all, our lecturer today, Dr. Lester Delgado, can now be considered a war survivor since he and his wife were in Dubai when the U.S. attacked Iran a few weeks ago. He was there with his wife to give a seminar workshop to the different Catholic choral groups around the country. Because of the war, their flight back home was delayed for 3 days. They were scheduled to fly back to Manila last March 3, but was able to go back here only last March 6. So, we're indeed very fortunate to have Dr. Delgado here with us today to deliver this magisterial lecture. Another important and relevant information about him is that he is a certified Makatizen. He is an alumnus of this very institution, which was known then as Pamantasan ng Makati, sabi nga ni Dr. Dapo kanina, batch 1997. Okay. So Lester Delgado, is a professor, choral clinician, arranger, composer, pianist, and conductor, and is a graduate of the University of Santo Tomas Conservatory of Music with a bachelor's degree in music, major in choral conducting. Kaya ready kayong kumanta later. Okay? He graduated magna cum laude with a master's degree in music from St. Paul University, Manila. So he finished his Doctor of Musical Arts at the same university under the tutelage of Dr. Joel Navarro. Lester has been serving the academia and the Catholic Church for years. He is a casual professor here at the University of Makati and a part-time lecturer at the Centro Escolar University Conservatory of Music in Manila. So aside from playing the piano and conducting choirs and orchestra during mass celebrations, he has written books for the church. So he has composed 10 books in English and Filipino for all the liturgical seasons of the Catholic Church. The Misa Delgado book series, Misa Magnificat in honor of Our Lady of the Most Holy Rosary, at ang 7 huling salita ni Jesus, the 7 last words of Jesus. So fully aware of his mission in life, Lester continues to use his talent for God's greater glory by writing and performing music for the church. So Doc Les, are you ready? So here he is, Dr. Lester Delgado.
Bigla ako nagutom dun sa performance. Okay. Thank you, dear friends from the industry. Mag-concert na lang kaya tayo. Okay. Kuya, iPad ko dito. Kuya, wag daw. Saan? Sorry. Saan ba ito itatapat? Ayan, okay. In 2023, after the pandemic, I had the privilege to conduct Disney in concert in Manila. Where? Ayan, in Soler, Theater together with my newly formed Philippine Events Orchestra, composed of 45 Filipino musicians and 4 visiting artists from Disney USA. It was the first show of the year after the pandemic had affected the Philippines and the rest of the world. In the rehearsal, I could truly feel the thrill of the musicians playing together again after 2 years. And in the actual performance, you could also hear the excitement of the audience as they experience the beloved Disney music performed live once more. What you just heard is a medley of popular Disney songs, right? Yes. Arranged by yours truly. Isn't it exciting to hear your favorite Disney songs? Yes. Did you feel like singing? Kanina kumakanta kayo, no? Ang ingay nyo nga, no? Hindi nyo ina-appreciate muna, eh. Or perhaps, do you remember the first time you heard this song or your parents sing this song to you? So, we live in an age where music is everywhere. We stream instantly, di ba? We hear perfectly edited audio and endlessly playable or replayable music using Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube, etc. So many. And with a click, there you go. We can access the greatest musicians who ever lived. Tama, sir? Our favorite, YouTube lang, we can listen to them, no? But despite this convenience, some people still gather in concert halls, churches, public squares. Meron ba tayo nan sa Philippines? Meron na yata, no? Sa BGC, marami na nagpe-perform sa Ayala. But in Europe, when you go to the square, every part of Europe, you can see a lot of performance in the square. O sometimes we go to club, may mga nagka-club pa ba sa inyo? Uso pa ba ngayon yan? Parang Pobla na yata yung uso ngayon. And of course, the open fields, no? Kung saan nagpe-perform ang mga artists. So this raises a vital question for art appreciation. Why does live musical performance continue to matter so deeply to people? The answer lies not only in sound. The one that you heard kanina, it's sound, right? But in presence. Number 1, human presence. Shared time. Physical space, like what we have now. Emotional risk and collective experience. Music is unique among the arts because it exists only in time. And I need to repeat that. Music is unique among the arts because it exists only in time. Why? A painting remains fixed. No, when an artist paint, he puts everything into it. Alam na mga students ko yan, nandito mga students ko, no? When they paint, they put everything, their ideas, their emotions, experience. And then after lahat ng hardship, lahat ng mahirap, 1 buwan ginagawa yung painting. Meron yata tayong painter dito, si ma'am. Di ba, ma'am? Tama po ba? And then after the painting is done, you put it in the house or in the museum. It's up to the people who will appreciate it para mabuhay siya ulit, right? So, a painting remains fixed. Tapos, a sculpture naman endures. But you know, music lives and dies in the moment of performance. Yan. A live musical performance, like what you heard, reminds us that music is not an object. It is an event. So even musicians, when they play music, or the same piece, for example, we play again Disney medley, or Disney medley rather, the performance is never identical. Why? Because, of course, tempo shifts slightly. Pwedeng bumilis, pwedeng bumagal. Dynamics is different. Minsan, may emotion. Minsan, wala lang. Minsan, feel na feel. No? Kanina nakita nyo, gumagana na yung mga ulo namin. No? So we feel each other. A voice or note may crack. Minsan, ang taas ng boses, biglang pumiyok. Di ba? Or for example, a phrase may linger longer, no? Kunyari, happy birthday! Mahabang mahaba. So, nasaan ako? So here, you can see that the audience witnessed an artistic act unfold in real time. Okay? And this visibility creates empathy. We feel the tension before a difficult passage, no, when the violins are playing. We sense the release when harmony resolves pag natapos yung music. We share in the performance triumph when a piece reaches the climax. Kaganina yung ending, di ba? Na-feel nyo yung pag-out namin, tapos nagpalakpakan kayo. Ewan ko lang, baka kasi kung walang palakpak, walang attendance. Unlike recorded music, which often aims to technical perfection, live embraces emotional truth. A trembling voice or a slight hesitation can make a moment more moving. Kahit magkamali, okay lang. It reminds us that art is made by humans and for humans. In this way, live music becomes a dialogue between performers and audience rather than one-way transmission. Live music performance is rarely a solitary act. It is a shared social experience. When people gather to listen to music, something remarkable happens. Individual attention becomes collective. Kanina, nakikinig kayo sa amin, no? Parang nandun kayo sa moment na nakikita nyo si Mickey Mouse saka si Minnie Mouse sa harapan ninyo, no? It becomes collective. Kahit pa... Para nagkamali na ako ng slide. No? Anyway, kahit hundreds... Where's that? Ayan, no? Kahit hundreds of people attending the concert, even thousands, people breathe together. Diba? Pag natapos yung kanta, ay, ang ganda. Okay? People fall silent together. They keep quiet to listen to pianissimo. Kanina when we're playing, When You Wish Upon, you're all quiet. And people respond together. No? Napakanta kayo kanina. Kala nyo singer kayo. This shared experience foster a sense of belonging. So, applause. Yay! No? Palakpakan. Umuwi na yung iba. Laughter. Ang ganda. Ang saya. Silence when listening, lalo na when we're listening to opera. Or even tears. Pag nakita nyo si Taylor Swift sa harapan ninyo, nakakaiyak, di ba? So it becomes a communal response. We are reminded that our reactions are not isolated. They are part of a larger human pattern. Now, historically, music has always played this role. In rituals and religious ceremonies, for example, in the upper part of the Philippines, pag merong pinanganak na bata, no, kumakanta yung tribe nila ng Mantako, mantako, gangahanahasan, ay ila elalay, no? Marunong pala ako kumanta. And then, if they're in a war, they sing, Chua ay tanong alay taku ay we. Yan, no? And then, pag nagpapound sila ng mga rice, kumakanta sila, mamayog akun, mamayog. So, it's always part of religious and ritual ceremonies, in celebration and in harvest. Live music binds communities. It reinforces cultural identity and shared values. From folk traditions to symphony orchestras, music performed live creates a space where individuals become part of something larger than themselves. So we can say live music or live musical performance is a powerful carrier of cultural memory. Many musical traditions depend on live transmission. For example, teacher to student, generation to generation. Nuances of style, interpretation, and expression cannot be fully captured in notation or recordings. They are learned by watching, listening, and participating. Therefore, we attend live performance because we connect with, number one, historical context of the work. Kunyari, di ba, remember, class, yung mga students ko dyan, when we talk about Western civilization, there's Baroque, Classical, Romantic era, and we have now the 20th century. When we attend live performance, we also connect with cultural values it represents. Kunyari, yung kanta, para sa, yun nga, no, sa pagpapanganak ng bata sa tribe. Or sa lower part ng Philippines naman, ino-honor yung mga hari at reyna ng mga Muslims, no? And lastly, the lineage of performers who have shaped its interpretation. In this way, live performance keeps art alive. Do you agree? Not frozen in the past, it allows music to evolve while still honoring traditions. Now, for art appreciation, it reminds us that music is not only aesthetic. It is historical, it is cultural, and it is social. In the digital age, one might assume live music would lose relevance, but instead, the opposite has occurred. As music becomes more mediated and automated, live performance gains symbolic importance. Why? Because it represents authenticity in a world of artificial enhancement. It reassures us that human creativity still matters. Now, let's ask the question again. Why live music matters for art appreciation? Because live music performance teaches us that art is, number one, temporal, not static, emotional, not mechanic, communal, not isolated, and human, not flawless. When we attend a live performance, we do more than listening, but we participate in a moment of shared humanity. In appreciating live music, we learn to value presence, vulnerability, and connection. And in doing so, we discover why art has always mattered. Not to impress us, but to bring us closer to each other and to ourselves. So, tama na yung daldal. Tugtugan na. Original Filipino music gained widespread popularity in the 70s. Yan, original Filipino music. And it's called 70s Manila Sound. Sa mga titos and titas natin dito, alam na alam nila yan. No? Diyan nagsimula yung, walang iba pang sasarap. No? And this is the best time in the Philippine music industry wherein Filipinos produce our own danceable music in the 70s. Tama po ba mga ma'am and sir? Lahat po yan nagpumunta ng mga bar patawag natin doon. No? So, in the 70s, marking an important era for Filipino artistry and songwriting, lumabas ang Manila Sound. Now, in the 80s naman, kung saan ako pinanganak, singers such as, Gary V, Martin Rivera, Rick Segreto, and Nonoy Zuniga. Kilala niyo po ba sila, mga Gen Alpha? Nire-revive na po yung mga kanta nila, kaya I'm sure alam niyo yan, no? Ito yung mga You Give Me Hope, yan. And will you say that you love me? No, alam niyo yung mga songs na yan, no? So this artist recorded some of the most memorable songs in the Philippine music. Their heartfelt performances and timeless melodies helped shape the sound of OPM. And their music continues to be loved and cherished by many Filipinos today. Okay, as I end my lecture, ang bilis ba? Kasi magtutugtugan tayo no? It is, wait, di pa tapos. It is my hope that Generation Alpha will also discover, recognize, and appreciate our music. Why? Because these songs carry stories, may emotion, may cultural identity that belong uniquely to the Philippines. And by art appreciation, by listening, your generation can continue the legacy and keep the spirit of OPM alive for many, many years. With that, I'd like to call on my group again. And let's listen to my arrangement again of OPM Filipino Medley. some more, one more. I'm not sure if Chi is here. Chi, are you here? Ah, wala. Okay. Anybody wants to jam with us, sing Forevermore by Side A? I need a female singer with you. Come on, minsan lang mangyari ito. It's a live backup. Forevermore by Side A. Any girl? Female, I need a female singer. Yung marunong kumanta. Come on, come on.
Next, gumagana ba? Les, gumagana.
Sound check.
Wait lang po.
Napasubo yata si ma'am.
Umpisa po ba ka?
There are times where I just want to look at your face, like the stars in the sky. There are times when I just want to feel your embrace in the cold night. I just can't believe that you are mine now. Just a dream that I once knew. I never thought I would be right for you. I just can't compare you with anything in this world. You're all I need to be with you forevermore. All those years I've longed to hold you in my arms. I've been dreaming of you every night. I've been watching all the stars that fall down, wishing you would be mine. I just can't believe that you were mine now. You were just a dream that I once knew. I never thought I would be right for you. I just can't compare you with anything in this world.
Rufame, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Rufame, for jamming with us. Yan na. Thank you very much po. Baka gusto po ng teacher kumanta. Sir, may time pa naman yata tayo. It's only 3:55. Just one song. To experience live backup music. Kahit ano pong kanta, maglaglag lang po kayo ng 5 pesos. Ayan, si Mamimi. Mamimi. Nandito pala si Mamimi. Kahit anong pop song. Tayong dalawa. Ano? Bakit ko yun? Walang kamatay. Pero mag-isa rin. Sabi ni Ma'am, duduet daw ako sa kanya. Alam niyo po, si Ma'am Mimi ay... Magkabatch ba tayo sa UST na sa Coro Tomasino? I think we sang together in Coro Tomasino. Ang walang kamatayang kanta. Hindi ako isang mic. Anong song?
Sino po? Meron yan. Meron ka?
Ako yata. Okay, last na to ah. Bakit ngayon ka lang?
May.
Baka po magbayad na ako sa mga musiko.
Meron ako may melody. Ba't ganun ko lang, ma'am? Joke lang. Ako si iPad na.
Ma'am, let's do this, ma'am. Dito ka, ma'am. Para makita naman yung beauty. Okay. Okay. Ako ba? Bakit ngayon ka? Bakit? Huwag kayong tumawa. Bakit ngayon kung kailan ang aking puso'y mayroon ng laman?
Sana'y nalaman ko na parating ka sa buhay ko. Di sana'y maghintay ako.
Ikaw sana
Sana
aking yakap-yakap
aking yakap-yakap
ang iyong kamay. kong malaman
Nais malaman
bakit ngayon
bakit ngayon
ka na. Happy birthday, dumating.
Thank you po.
Tapos na po.
Paano tong ano, te? Mic. Ano, Vince? Ikaw na, sa mic.
Mic test. Thank you very much, Dr. Delgado. Grabe, no words can express our gratitude. Tama po ba? Yes. Grabe. Wala na kaming nasabi ni Ma'am Joanne kundi grabe, maestro. Grabe. And thank you so much, Dr. Delgado and his group for, touching our hearts once again to love music even more. All right. So,
At this point, we will open the floor for the question and answer portion. May we also request our two resource speakers to please proceed to the stage and take their seats on the provided chairs po so that you may feel comfortable as you answer the student's question. May we also request Dr. Christopher Alvin M. De Guzman from the Department of Languages and also Professor Joseph D. Ramiscal from Social Sciences, Philosophy, and Humanities Department to facilitate the students while they are, if they want to ask questions po to our speaker. So,
Good thing I will not be reacting to the to the to the lectures. So I'm just here to facilitate the question and answer portion. So I will not be doing the questioning, but you'll be asking questions. Okay? Any question?
Sir Alvin,
so we
meron
have
na
two
dito.
speakers. Sir, I have here Professor Joseph
I have one
Rabiscal.
student here.
So we have one there. So please state your name and the one who sent you here.
Good afternoon po. I'm Maria Pailangco from 1ABS-CE. And may questions po ako both po kina Professor Delgado and Ma'am MJ po. Since nauna po yung discussion po ni Ma'am MJ, mauuna po yung questions po sa kanya. Pasensya na, ma'am. Ma'am, wag mo ko minusan, ma'am, ha? Ito po. So, yung na-gather ko po kanina na insights are like, humans are naturally different from one another, selfish or selfless, loving or hating, elites or poor, good or bad, but we all fall within the morally gray spectrum on either side of the extremes and everything it encompasses. So, since you have mentioned po, Ma'am MJ, na power is influence, do you think that as fellow humans, will those of higher standing and privileged status and the opposite finally come to learn to coexist without grievances for the sake of ethics? And additionally, will they use their power, their influence for the better? And lastly po, do you believe that there will come a day that this will happen? Yung equality po, ganun po. Yes po.
Ria, first honor ka na eh. Okay, yung first question. I think so. Perhaps not all, but I think human beings coexist. No matter the capitals, no matter the positions in life, the resources. The ethical standards, however, will really differ from one person to another because we have learned about Yuri Bronfenbrenner's bioecological systems theory, right? That an individual is, like you and me, is exposed to and learning things through imitation and other processes. So iba-iba talaga tayo ng pinanggagalingan. Iba-iba rin tayo ng pagkatuto. Iba-iba rin tayo na napaperceive. Iba rin yung mga responses natin to our environment and to the people around us. So, yeah, we do coexist. And the second question is?
Yung sa ano po, tag na to, will those of higher standing use their power for the better? Sa tingin mo po?
Yes po. Yes po. Again, not all. But I have, based on my personal experience, I have come to know people who really are powerful in its sense, but really they are gentle, quote unquote, and with really high moral standing. And they're influencing people. Actually, napansin ko sa kanila, the humility along with the skills. Yung alam talaga nila yung sinasabi, ginagawa nila. Very influential sila. They do not need to be aggressive or to be loud, to be able to influence people. In its sense, to help people, reach out to people. Oo. At sa napag-aralan nga namin, yung direction ng influence from up to down, malaki yung impact nun eh. Although, syempre, yung mga nasa ibaba, tsaka nasa gitna, are all trying to, make to address their needs as well and to influence. May power din. Lahat naman tayo, di ba? May potential tayo. But it's a different thing altogether when people in power and in position do something, especially about problems of the society. Yun.
Thank you po. Sir Delgado po, ito po yung question ko po. Pero before po yung sa question, yung takeaway ko po dun kanina is, music is a fleeting memory which can only be appreciated at the right place and at the right time. Yun po yung bale na intindihan ko lang po. Then, as someone who not only appreciates the beauty of music, but composes it yourself, what ways do you suggest to people like us how to appreciate music aside from listening to it live and or on streaming platforms such as YouTube, Spotify, and of the likes?
Thank you. Well, you have to listen first. You have to know the text of the music so that you'll be able to appreciate the melody. And normally, the composer composed a melody based on the story of the song. So when we appreciate music, we should understand the meaning of the lyrics. Diba pag iniwalayan kayo ng boyfriend sa girlfriend nyo, gusto nyo mga love songs. Kasi tinatamaan yung puso nyo. So ganun din, pag malungkot, pwedeng makinig ng malungkot na music. So to appreciate better, you have to understand the story of the song, at the same time, yung kung paano kinompose ng composer, you can hear the melody na nilapat sa text. And pag naintindihan niyo yun, mas magiging powerful yung effect ng music sa inyo.
Thank you po.
I have one person here from 1B English.
Ayun. Good afternoon po, speakers. So I am Felipe Josiah C. Ramos from 1B English. And I have a question po for Professor Mary Jane. So this is just a very simple question po. So, why do we associate love and feelings with the heart but not the brain? Because our feelings are a product of our mind that comes from the brain. Ayun.
Okay, before I answer that, do you consider that? I mean, does that make sense to you? Do you believe in that? Na na-associate
I
natin?
don't know, ma'am. That's why I am asking the question.
Yeah, I mean, your personal.
My personal.
Do you believe in that? That it's...
I really don't
It
know
has to
po.
make sense first to us. What it means to us. Di ba? Kasi ako naniniwala rin. Ako personally naniniwala ako dun sa sinabi mo. But it has to make sense to you as well. So that's why I'm asking you. Do you also believe in that? There's no wrong... Don't you worry because there's no wrong or right answer here. That's an honest question. It's okay, whatever that is.
Wait, ma'am. I am calculating my answer. So, for me, ma'am, I believe that both organs can be a symbol of those feelings simply because I believe, ayun nga, yung magtatagalog na nga lang ako, nahihirapan na.
That's okay. Filipino is also a powerful language.
Yes, ayun. So, ayun nga, naniniwala rin po ako na pwede po sila maging simbolo pareho kasi nga pag we are in the parang feeling of love, 'di ba nga tumitibok po yung puso natin. So, ayun, pwede siyang
I-associate, yes.
Pwede po siya i-associate or maging symbolism. Then meanwhile sa brain naman po, kasi our brain is parang kaninong theory nga ulit, yun yung our brain is the self, ganon. Basta. Ayun, ayun, naniniwala rin naman po ako dun kasi nga, we function through our brain. Di ba nga po, pag may parang nagkaroon lang po ng diferensya sa utak natin, di ba? Nagkakaroon na po ng problema sa thinking natin or sa body natin. So, ayun po. So, kumbaga parang, we can say that our brain is a symbol of parang, ito yung actual, ito po yung parang factual, ganun. Meanwhile, yung heart naman po, parang pwede po siya symbolically, ganun. Depende na sa tao, kung ayun po.
Beautiful answer.
Thank you,
diba?
ma'am.
That answers your question actually.
Ayun.
That answers your question. Kasi, your question, the answers actually to your question depends from one person to another. Okay? Para naman sa akin, I think so. Kasi anatomically the heart is a muscle, di ba? Muscle yan. Nagpupump ng dugo, just like what I said earlier. Yes? Pero kasi it has yung function niya, no, na to pump blood, yun yung biological function niya. But when we have senses, right? When our senses sense things around us, nagbabago yung heart rate natin, di ba? Whatever the stimuli are. So kung yung crush mo nakita mo, o kaya yung demo, di ba? Yung kilig, yung ibig sabihin ng nakita mo o naramdaman mo, nag-register yan from outside. Napaperceive, pupunta sa brain. Tapos magre-react syempre yung katawan. Mabilis yun. So, usually, na-associate nga siya. So, symbolism yung heart. Kasi, before we even name feelings, nag-react na yung katawan natin. Especially that of the heart. Kasi, yung pagbabago ng heart rate really says something about how we feel. Hindi lang, by the way, sa love yun. No, sa marami pang feelings. And thank you for your question.
Ayun. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for making me answer my own question.
Yeah.
Is this Tagalog?
Thank you.
Sir Joseph?
Meron magtatanong dito. Student. Good day po. I'm Daniel Josh Azul from 1P English. I have a question to Sir Delgado po. A while ago po, we've discussed din po na Filipinos have made their own, we have our own Pinoy music, original OPM rather. And we've made a lot of genre of songs. But recently po, nakita ko po kasi na rare lang po sa Filipino artists or composers na gumawa ng mga orchestral music. I've only seen a few dun po sa Manila Symphony, but why is it rare to find musical pieces that were composed by Filipino artists na orchestral lang po siya talaga? And my second question po is there any difference if there is a conductor or no conductor in an orchestral performance po? Thank you.
Mahabang discussion to ah. Kasi when the Spaniards came, they brought their culture, right? When the Filipinos heard the orchestra playing, no, lahat sa art, yung painting, sculpture, no, and then music became part of the Filipino culture. Kaya nga tayo nakagawa ng kundiman, right? Now, pag alis na ang mga Espanyol, comes the Americans. Instead na develop natin yung appreciation ng art, ang nangyari, binigay ng Americans yung industriya. And firsthand, we experience jazz music. In the history of the world, pagdating sa music, jazz became popular around the world, even in Europe, kaya wala na masyadong nag-compose ng orchestra music. And because we were under the Americans ng ilang taon, tapos ayaw na natin alalahanin yung Spanish time, what happened is that our music, from orchestra to kundiman, went to banda, jazz, no? And because of that, in a way, yung mga Filipino, nung panahon ng Amerikano, nawala yung appreciation sa orchestra. In fact, in the bigger scene, yung mga Europeans din, nagawa na kasi yung eroplano. So yung mga Americans, they were able to travel to Europe, nadala din nila yung kanilang kultura. Kaya yung mga composers in the 20th century, hindi na nila alam, are we going to compose orchestra? Or are we going to go to jazz music? Kaya nagkaroon ng music si Gershwin, if you know him, no? The Rhapsody in Blue. So ang nangyari, na-influence ng Americans yung Europeans. So ngayon, sa Philippine setting, nung panahon ng Kastila, sila Antonio Molina, our national artist, the Debussy of the Philippines, he was able to teach composition sa UP, kung saan natuto sila Lucrecia Casilag, Alfredo Benaventura, no, our national artists. Pero after them, wala nang masyado nag-compose ng orchestra. It's all about industry. And today, in the music scene, may mga nagsisimula ng gumawa ng mga musicals na orchestrated. Pero dahil din sa budget, puro -1. No? So hopefully, in the next 10 years, dahil mga Pilipino nanonood na ng orchestra, no? Pag merong Les Mis, merong musical na magawa ng Pinoy, pinapanood. So hopefully, mag-catch up pa tayo and hopefully din ma-inspire yung mga kagaya ko na mag-compose ng orchestra para mas maraming works. Pero sa industry, kagaya ng narinig ninyo, those are arrangements for string ensemble. Meron din akong arrangement ng mga yan for full orchestra. Kaya lang seldom na merong producer na nagpo-produce ng concert ng orchestra. So hopefully, maybe next time we're gonna bring an orchestra here so para maramdaman ninyo talaga. And your next question, mas maganda may conductor. Kanina, magagaling yung mga players na yan. They are the top-notch in the metro, no? Kaya kahit wala kaming conductor, you can feel that we try to breathe together. We play the phrases together. Pero it's better with the conductor kasi the conductor is the captain of the ship. No? Mas naiintindihan niya lahat ng mga expression. At sa gesture lang ng kamay niya, he can create something. No? When he goes like that, the music will go bam. But when he goes the music will play legato. So, answer to your next question, mas maganda may conductor. I'm a conductor, no? So, hopefully next time, imbis na nagtumutugtog naman, you can see me conducting an orchestra. Sana may budget tayo din, no? The full orchestra. Yan. I hope I answer your question.
Thank you po.
I see I have two more here. From here, one from 1A Sockstad and one professor. Where is it?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lance Tilon. Afternoon pa lang. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm from 1A Stockstad. And my first question is about emotion, ma'am. As in my high school and senior high school, I have a classmate which have a problem in mental disorder, which is confirmed. Okay, and I notice from the teacher perspective is that they always say, hayaan na lang, bahala na lang kami, kami na lang yung bahala. And from my perspective, especially now, I don't know kung may training ang sites pagdating sa mga mental disorder. I'm questioning kasi, well, I was looking at them. I'm questioning to myself, as a teacher, what can I do to help? In which I won't say na sa mga students ko na hayaan na lang kami na yung bahala. What I specifically want to ask is that what is the appropriate or the right thing for a teacher to help a student which have a mental disorder?
All right. I appreciate your question. Really, really, no? Not for the heck of it. I am clinically diagnosed with major depressive disorder. That's major depression.
Yes, I know that.
And bipolar 2 disorder. No? By the National Center for Mental Health. And not until I get diagnosed did I pay more attention to mental health. I didn't even realize that mental health is the term for it. Know what I'm trying to say? I was not paying attention to emotions because just like what I said, in my generation, we are trained to suppress feelings. So, yeah, I have learned so much from different psychiatrists, medical intervention, cognitive behavior therapy, and things like that. I went through the fire, no? And my conditions are lifetime conditions, no? Not for anything, but I think the awareness, personally, my awareness comes from genuine lived experience. Hindi ko yun makukuha in any other way. I think so. Sa akin yun para lang sa akin. Hindi ko yun makukuha. Well, I perhaps as a teacher can have training. That's what we want. And
Yes.
that's what we should have, at least. Formal training. How to handle difficult emotions and how to respond and give interventions. Without that, we hit and miss.
Yes.
Yes, we can get help from books, from AI, and whatnot. Makakatulong din yon, but we hit and we miss. Walang consistency, as a person with mental health conditions, no, I need people. I came to realize and I experienced that I need people who are at one side really trained in giving clinical intervention, and I need people who may not have training, who may not know what to say at all, but just there to listen. So I think that's listening is a skill, really a difficult skill that needs to be developed over time until the day we die. We talk more than we listen. Hanggang ngayon, nagne-navigate pa rin ako kung anong ibig sabihin nun. So as a teacher, my dears, thank you so much for realizing that. And you start from this day on to experience, no, to have training formally and informally, to be able to yung self-transcendence. Diba? Para makatulong tayo. Ganun ng mga Filipino eh. Siguro yung iba rin. Pero tayo, we put a lot of value to self-transcendence kasi meron tayong kapwa at pakikipagkapwa. And that's one manifestation of pagpapakatao. So at your level now, yeah, get help. Get help. Sabi, di ba, cliche na yung we cannot give what we do not have. Totoo yun. I won't be able to talk right now and share this one with a brave heart. It's not easy to share this kind of experience because of the stigma. But I think and I believe that in this way, you all are going to realize that there are many people struggling in silence. And if we do not have, and if we are not equipped with professional skills, we can be human. We can be human. And I know that you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay po. Thank you. For my second question naman po, okay. I didn't tell this to my classmate, but I usually love writing music, composing basically. But the problem for me is that sometimes when I write music, I sometimes get lost about its tune, about its essence. What can I do as a composer to help myself, improve, understand the tune, understand the essence of my music?
Do you do it as a hobby?
Yes po. That's the problem sometimes because I'm just like a perfectionist person. That's why sometimes, ayun nga po, I'm finding the right tone, I'm finding the right words to express this music properly, but I still can't find it.
Don't worry, that's normal. Di ba, Ma'am Mimi, di ba? Normal sa music yung we call ourselves X-Men. Kasi when we hear music, we see notes. When we see notes, we hear music. Medyo weird talaga ang artist. Pero to improve your composition skill, of course, you have to be trained by somebody. So find a mentor who can give time, can sit down with you, and discuss yung mga possible na pwede pang gawin sa composition mo. But definitely, find someone na nag-aral ng music. Kasi baka ma-mislead ka, akala tama yung ginagawa. So, look for a friend na may alam sa music o nag-aaral and then gawin mo siyang mentor. Sana open din yung tao na yon to listen to you and then you spend time together and then maybe he can give you suggestions to improve your compositions.
Thank you, sir and ma'am.
Good? All right.
Yes, thank you po.
Sorry to cut it short. We only have one slot left for the question. So, nawala yung isa. Nawala na. I have one from... ito pala nandito sa likod ko. Sorry, we only have one slot yet because we have to pack up after this.
Good afternoon po. I'm Joshua Samulde po from Liberal Arts, College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. So ako din, nag-question din ako kanina. Bida-bida lang talaga. Yung question ko po una kay Sir Lester, ang sabi niyo po kanina na mention yun na everything starts or begins with music. Kung ang lahat po ay nagsa-start sa music, why may word na planning? Hindi, charot lang. Hindi po talaga yon yung tanong ko. Na-appreciate ko yung performance ni Sir, kaya hindi ako magtatanong sa kanya. Ang tanong ko po ay kay Ma'am MJ. um, kasi po, kanina, ang dami-dami pumapasok sa isip ko nung pinipresent po. May mga ideas about pagiging rational. Nagmamatter ang emotion sa decision making. So, na-realize ko later, na dapat paano mo pagtatagpuin ang pagpapakatao sa pagkatuto kung ang pagkatuto minsan ay ang paggawa ng hindi makataong bagay. Halimbawa po, kapag naging rational tayo, ginamit natin yung sa decision making ang isipan natin without considering the emotion of that person na halimbawa sabi nga natin, diverse ang culture natin. So maybe tama ito, pumapasok tayo doon sa etika sa last na presentation, na maybe tama sa'yo, pero hindi yung tama sa kanya. At ang pagiging tama mo na yon, ginamit mo yung pagiging rational mo. So, ang tanong ko lang po, saan papasok yung decision making natin? Magiging less human ka ba kapag ginamit mo yung rational mo kasi hindi ka naging makatao? Yun po yung tanong ko.
Okay. Ang ganda ng tanong at ang hirap ng tanong. Pero para sa akin lang po I found answers to your question. One, the emotions. You made mention of the emotion. Paano magtatagpo? Ang pagramdam at pagproseso sa nararamdaman ay katangian ng isang tao na maaari niyang hubugin pa sa pamamagitan ng pagkatuto niya. Yung human development kasi, along with learning, proseso po kasi yun. Sabi nga ni Carl Jung, ang pag-iisip at ang pagramdam, thinking and feeling are both rational processes. Thing is, people will always have different meanings, or will always give meanings, plural, marami, to even simple words. Kaya nga ang sabi niyo po rin kanina, nakuha ko rin yung tungkol sa ethics. So, paano nga naman? Kung ang definition mo ng ethics ay, right, wrong, good, bad, pero, kung tama sa'yo, hindi ibig sabihin tama sa akin. At kung tama sa akin, hindi tama sa'yo. Next question is, what does that mean to you? Again, yung pagpapakahulugan natin, yung katuturan na ibinibigay natin doon. Based on our purpose.